Today's gains coming in on the back of an extremely strong euro. The euro rallied very steeply last night, going all the way back to 130.91 kind of levels. Let me see if I can get straight across to call on the currency markets. Khoon Goh is senior strategist for the forex markets Asia at ANZ, joining me from Singapore. Very good morning to you. Let me just first start by asking you as to what pushed the euro back to 131 levels. Was the market position for dovish comments, and hence, if they didn't come through, the euro sort of rallied?
Yeah, good morning to you. Yes, we had the ECB announcement out overnight, and ECB President Draghi certainly wasn't as dovish as what the market was expecting. That provided a bit of a push higher in the euro. The markets had been selling the euro over the last few sessions, and I think what's happening is just a position square up. But overall, broad risk sentiment is also positive, with some better U.S. data and expectations that tonight's U.S. payroll numbers is going to be favorable. So that was positive for risk. The fact that the Dow closed at another new record high as well also provided positive sentiment for this region this morning.
Also, the ECB chief's comments seem to suggest that, he is not, he is of course worried about what's happening in Italy, but he downplayed the contagion risk there, it seems. And he also said that whatever they put out in terms of forecast about a mild recovery close to the end of the year, that more or less holds. Did the market take note and play with that as well a bit?
That was certainly part of the overall less dovish commentary that the market took from the ECB president. The Italian political situation is still uncertain at this stage, but as we've seen with Greece last year, for example, things like this tend to be temporary and transitory, and ultimately the political issues will just subside. So from the ECB's point of view, they're just focusing on what they know, and over the rest of this year, they continue to see a recovery in the Eurozone. Not a strong recovery, but a recovery nonetheless.
I just want to bring up the yen as well and get your thoughts there. So, continues to trade lower, I think 95.42 or so right now. Any fresh triggers that are pushing the yen down further?
Yeah, we had the Bank of Japan policy decision yesterday, and although there was no changes to their policy, it was Bank of Japan Governor Shirakawa's last meeting. And with the new BOJ nominee Kuroda set to take over at the next policy meeting, the market is expecting the Bank of Japan to inject fresh stimulus into the economy, and that should continue to see further yen weakness. So partly that's what the market is factoring in, that the Bank of Japan, under the new administration, under the new governor and two new deputy governors, will be a lot more proactive in getting Japan out of deflation, and therefore they are sending dollar yen higher.
All right. I just want to get a thought from you, if I can, on the Indian currency as well. We are seeming to respond to what's been happening on the euro side. But, at about 54.50 levels, the market generally tends to get a bit nervous as to whether gains can extend from here because, the fundamentals really haven't changed. I'm just wondering, what's your call on the rupee near term?
We actually like the rupee. In fact, it's one of our preferred currencies in the Asian space. Now, you mentioned the fundamentals haven't improved. That's true, but I think what foreign investors are reacting to is the fact that at least you are seeing positive political economic reform momentum. Now, while the budget was seen as maybe somewhat disappointing, given that there was high expectations that some positive reforms were announced, nonetheless, the government is looking to reduce the fiscal deficit. There has been some reforms already proposed, and we continue to see decent foreign buying of Indian equities. So while the rupee did weaken after the budget, the overall positive risk sentiment has seen foreign investors come back into the Indian market, and that's why you're seeing the Indian currency recovering. And in fact, the Indian rupee is the second best performing currency in the Asian space today.
It's true. Thanks so much, sir, for your views. So you're relatively positive on the rupee, 54.42.